Welcome everybody to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. We've been here for a long time. We've been doing this for 144 sessions. I think our first session at that time, we didn't do this every week, but this was 2008, the fall of 2008. My first book had just come out and we started experimenting with these online roundtables. That's how we started. Well, anyway, since then, we have started the 1 Million by 1 Million program, which is aimed to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue by 2020 and hopefully create 10 million jobs and $1 trillion of global GDP. So this conference is being recorded, and you will have a copy of that to share with your colleagues and friends, and if you want to refer back to what was discussed. And there is live tweeting during the show, so if you decide to live tweet, please use the hashtag 1M1M. Our Twitter accounts are at 1M by 1M and at Sramana. These, by the way, are very active Twitter accounts. If you follow one of these accounts, it's a very active, high-content channel. We put a lot of micro content through it, and it has quite a bit of a following. So we're going to start today with Khummo Joseph Baleste in Barcelona. Joseph, if you could unmute your line and come and tell us what you're doing, that would be great.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone there. We are a startup in Barcelona, especially in Sant Cugat City, which is in Barcelona, and we have a project that is based on a need that we found in the hospitality industry. We found that there is no tools for immediate on-place customer satisfaction measurement. And we know that the hospitality industry needs to be rated high in social media, websites, or tourist ranking websites. So we found there an opportunity, and that opportunity is big. As far as Spain is one of the 3 leaders in the tourism industry. And we found 14 million hotel rooms in the world, 6 million rooms in the US, 4 million rooms in the European Union, and 4 million rooms all over the world, the rest of the world. So we thought that there was an important opportunity, and we developed an app. It's an app to measure customer satisfaction in immediate, in situ customer satisfaction using technology like augmented reality, image identification, and making an interactive dialogue between the customer and the industry and the owner of our hotel. Okay. So that was our way of thinking. We saw the need, we thought about the opportunity, and we found a solution. Now the solution is in prototype. You can find the solution in Apple Store, and you can download it. And
what is your expectation about the usage model? Is it hotels that are going to, is that something that hotels are going to download and encourage their guests to download and review? Is that what you're suggesting? How do you think the usage model is going to play out?
Well, we want the customers in the hotels to download the application and to give us their feedback meanwhile they are in the service. We are in the hotel. So meanwhile they are in the hotel, they are in the room, and they think, wow, this is not good, or this is really nice. I want to give you good feedback or bad feedback, and you can do the customer satisfaction review on the application.
And so we are for the customers to do that.
Well, we are planning to have a reward plan. So the customer that is giving opinions, the opinion has a value. So we can give them back like or money directly in a debit card, or we can give them discounts in future hotel facilities, or we can give them money for the bar, restaurants, etc. So we are planning a reward for the customer who are able to give us the feedback.
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
our application.
So, by the way, here's a little bit of feedback on your on how you're showing the market. You know, what we believe in our program, in 1 million by 1 million, is that you need to assess the opportunity. You need to do a bottom-up market size analysis.
Okay.
And that is really this. What you have here is a very 30,000 feet kind of analysis.
Yeah.
And this really allow you to fully understand what is the real size, or any investor to understand, or yourselves to understand what exactly is the scope of the business that you're trying to build here. So that's one piece of feedback. And the next piece of feedback, which is kind of comes off that, is that what is the business model of this business?
The business model is we are
Do you have a slide on that? Do you want me to move the slide to something?
No. If you want to move the slide back, probably people can understand.
Okay.
So they can understand that we are selling the application to the hospitality industry, to the hotel chain owner. We are now with one client, has 1,000 rooms, and we are applying a fee of 5 euros per room a month. So with that fee, we are giving to this chain of hotels all the customer satisfaction feedback from all the customers, and we are selling to the managers and to the owners of the chain. For the customer, it's completely free. For the user, and on the other way, they are receiving rewards for their feedback.
Okay. So you have a pilot situation where you've sold the value proposition to a hotel that is willing to pay $5 per hotel room, and they have 1,000 rooms, so that's about $5,000 a month. You've got $60,000 a year kind of recurring revenue business model that is already in place.
Yes, it's already in place.
Accepted by the hotel.
Yeah, what we are giving them is a dashboard of control of the different hot spots inside the hotel. So he can know if the rooms are clean, if the food in the restaurant is good, and the breakfast was nice, etc. So we have different hot spots that he is interested to control, to have under control.
Okay. Fair enough. And what other feedback do you have from this particular hotel that you're running this pilot with?
The main insight is they are very, very interested to connect and to make the customers that are giving us positive feedback can rate the hotel in social media, especially in webs like TripAdvisor or Booking. They're very interested because they know that they are living on the customers' satisfaction and customers' comments. So what we are doing now is to understand what the customer is saying, and whenever we know that the customer is highly satisfied with the service, we are encouraging him to make a comment on social media.
Yeah.
So for them, it's the most important insight, because that's what give them real value.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And the assumption is that at the point of check-in, the hotel is asking the check-in desk to make sure that the customers install that application for the duration of their stay. Yes.
They will say, please download this application. I mean, while you are in the hotel, you can rate the service. So they will find markers all over the place, in the room, the restaurant, etc. So they can, whenever they are in the service, they can rate the service in situ, on the place.
Okay.
We give it immediate feedback. That's why we use augmented reality, because they will see the image of the marker, so they can use the smartphone to say, I like it, I dislike it, and which degree do you like or dislike. So this information is coming back to our servers where we are in Barcelona, and we can give immediate information to the managers of the hotel.
And what is the adoption on the consumer side? Has this hotel started using this with their customers?
We will start in a month, more or less. So we still don't have this information.
Yeah,
I cannot
that's an interesting insight whether consumers will adopt something like this and what percentage of the consumers are willing to do this, right?
Our challenge is to create, let's say, the standard platform for customer satisfaction measurement. And that's one of our big questions. Will we be able to create the standard? We will be able to create a platform where the customers of our hotel know that they can share their opinions. That's our main concern now, because we don't want to make applications for chain hotels. We can create the standard, the platform. That's what we don't know. And that's one of my questions.
I mean, what you're creating is, is a way to collect. It's basically, it's not really platform. It is an application, actually. It is not a platform. It is a piece of software which allows you, it's almost like a cloud service. It's software as a service with a application front end, a mobile app front end is what you're creating. It is not a platform.
Can you repeat what we are doing?
What you're doing is a software as a service.
Yeah, SaaS.
With a mobile front end.
Okay.
Or consumers. So you have, if you look at the architecture of what you've built here, you're offering a cloud service, software as a service, SaaS, with a front end for consumers that is a mobile app, and for your customers are the hotel managers. That is not necessarily an app front end. That could even be a desktop front end, but this is the way how you're reporting that data back to it could be an app front end, it doesn't matter, but you're not creating an app necessarily. What you're creating is a software as a service.
Okay.
The way to position this is it's a customer satisfaction survey, a software as a service for customer satisfaction surveys for the hotel industry.
The question and thank you. My question to you is that we want to give this application to different hotels, so they can be used for different chains, not only for one, for everyone, because we know that the potential market is 40 million hotel rooms in the world, but we want them to use the same application.
Right. So you're going to need to go and, so here's the question, this is something that you're going to need to think through, is it a different application for each hotel? Is it a branded different application for each hotel?
No.
Or is it an application that looks the same for every hotel, and you just select which hotel you're in, and accordingly you can go into that hotel's information, and you will then work, because from a consumer's adoption point of view, let's say I'm in a hotel in Barcelona, and I was introduced to your first customer. Let's say I'm a guest at their hotel. I was introduced to this customer feedback application. I download it, install it, and I forget about it. Let's say I next go to Paris, and you have a customer in Paris who is doing the same thing.
Yes.
You have a hotel in Paris who's trying to do the same thing. This app already sits in my phone. But is it the same app, or do I have to download another app that is customized for the Paris hotel?
No, it's the same app. It's the same app. You don't need to download 2 or 3 or 4 applications. It's the same application.
Right.
Even we can use geolocation, and the application could recognize where he is, where they are. If they are in Paris, you will see that it's in Paris, and probably will know that you are in that hotel. So he can ask you, are you here? Are you in the, I don't know, Novotel, Paris, Banlieue blah, 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 because he knows by geolocation where he is.
Yeah. Right.
So
So
it's just one application.
Because I think that will make the consumer adoption faster.
Mm-hmm.
So, but your business, the nature of your business, because you're asking for a significant amount of money from each hotel, you know, $60,000 a year, or more, depending on the size of the hotel or the hotel chain, is not small. Yes. And that is going to require that you have to sell to each hotel individually.
Aha, you mean every hotel in the same chain?
No, the chain maybe you can sell at the corporate level.
Exactly, that's what we expect.
But you're going to have to sell every corporate customer individually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In that sense, the business you're going to build is going to be an enterprise software business.
Wow. Can you repeat that again? I never heard that before.
So there are certain dynamics of software businesses. You know, some businesses are like if this app was a consumer app that a consumer was paying 99 cents or $5 to buy on the Apple Store, that's a consumer app business. And that has certain dynamics of building this business. An enterprise software business, which is what I believe you are building, is a business you're going to have to sell software to companies, to corporations. A hotel chain like Novotel is a corporation. And you're going to have to follow the process of how to sell software to enterprises. And that basically is your scaling strategy.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, and that has a certain set of dynamics. And you're going to have to learn how to do that, and you're going to have to put the organization in place to be able to do that.
That's right.
Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. Because for the consumer, it's free. They will download for free.
Consumer is free, so you don't need to really do the selling to the consumer. The selling to the consumer is going to happen at the hotel registration desk.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right. And even more because they will have some kind of rewards when they answer those questions.
Exactly. So all that needs to be worked in, but you really are not selling to the consumer. Besides making the product available in the App Store or in the Android store, wherever, but other than that, you're not really selling to the consumer. The selling is happening at a B2B level.
Yeah. That's great, yeah. Yeah,
so,
that's a...
Do you have any other questions? I think I've kind of given you feedback as we talk through this. Do you have any other questions? I'm going to talk more about, after I'm done working with the other person, Gokul, we're going to spend some time talking about how 1M1M works with the entrepreneurs. So if you have questions about how we work further with you to help you build your company, that you till we do that segment. But if you have any other specific questions related to your business, you can go ahead and ask those now.
Well, we have only one more question because we are focusing the application for customer satisfaction research, but the companies, the hotels also want, they see the potential of this technology to deliver information to the customers from the hotels to the customers.
Yeah.
But that is not in our business model originally, and I don't know how to do it because the companies say, well, we also can give information to the customers like what is going on around the hotel during these days and well, all this kind of stuff. But well, it's not in the business. Do you think that we can make money also on that, giving information to the customers?
Yes, you can actually. Because it makes sense, right? If the registration desk is going to ask the guests to download one app, and that's your app, that becomes, for the duration of their stay in that hotel, that becomes the portal for the customer's interaction with the hotel. So it is a very good point. Actually, it's excellent customer feedback, makes perfect sense. So what I would do is kind of create an architecture so that you have certain, places where this information can be shown, right? So in your app, you reserve maybe a menu item or something which when clicking that is going to go to a place where hotel information is provided, and you basically give an authoring tool to the hotels as part of the hotel's interface to keep that updated and populated.
Oh, good.
So that it doesn't become your headache to keep that populated, but the hotel itself can give that keep that populated.
Yeah.
And that can be part of your service. That can be part of your product design. It actually could be very simple. You don't have to, if you just build in that little bit of a feature, which is not a complicated feature to build in, there's a lot of, value to the hotel, but it's not necessarily a big headache for you. It's not high overhead for you.
Yeah. It will be like something like an electronic concierge.
A bit of an electronic concierge, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, that was my question.
Yeah, and you don't even need to, you're already charging $5 per room. You don't really need to charge a whole lot more. If you can get $5 per room per hotel or hotel chain, I think you have a pretty solid, robust business model.
Good.
To be able to deliver value to them. And this is just additional quote-unquote features that the hotels are asking for, which can be worked into the product fairly easily, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So hold on for, let me finish working with Gokul, and then we can come back to how we'll be working with entrepreneurs going forward in helping you build your businesses. All right, Gokul, up to you. You there, Gokul?
Sorry, I was on mute.
All right.
Good morning, Sramana, and good morning to everybody. My name is Gokul, and I'm based here in Sunnyvale. So I'm quite close to you, Sramana.
Yeah.
We figured, my background comes from, systems integration, technology services. I've been on enterprise sales sales and consulting for over 12 years, around 12 years. And we figured that with cloud, adoption, there's an opportunity for an intersection between a product and a service, essentially. And what we found was, both small, medium, large. Essentially, the adoption curve is rapidly increasing, from a small and medium business right now. But large organizations are really looking at cloud for innovation, at cloud-based, PaaS infrastructures and cloud-based, platform as a service and applications. We found that this shift, is, not just on security and compliance, which is what is the current focus of a lot of businesses, that's focused on the cloud, but the entire aspect of how the enterprise architecture will be managed, we need to focus from a process perspective, because now processes, it's not just application-centric management, it will become process-centric management. So we looked at two metrics that are going to, and we kind of spoke to others and, talked about two metrics that would be critical when you talk about cloud enterprise architecture governance, which is process availability and process performance. And we said, can we build something that can help, our customer, like a VP of IT, manage, enable that on a self-service basis. That's the focus of my business, which is provide a solution, a governance tool, a managed, a console that can allow business process owners, IT leaders to manage and view their process availability and performance. In a self-service model, things like that. It is a solution on the cloud, and it will be, it will be delivered as a service. So there will be some component of managed services behind it that will allow, the solution to be updated and delivered, fit some SLAs and things like that. That's basically the crux of what we are delivering, with what we are, the business that we're trying to build.
Okay.
We move to slide, just a quick run through on a use case, just to highlight what we're talking about. And the use case is particularly important because it talks about a simple, order entry or order booking. But even when you look at the number of applications and the number of and the types of cloud, so there's a private cloud and a public cloud interface. The application, the process transcends through. We want to give an idea of the complexity of that this in terms of process availability, and the reason why process availability and performance become critical. Every business, whether it's small or large, they have change config, in an application in a cloud-centric world, there'll be a lot of configuration changes. Bundling rules will change, product configurations will change. How you authenticate users logging in, all of these things will change. And these introduce a little bit of a risk in terms of process availability and performance. And that's what we're trying to, that's what we're going to be, focused on helping manage. I'll jump to slide number, the next slide, which is who my customer is. My customer is typically a VP of IT because he is seen as the partner who delivers services to the business. The end customers and the end users are going to be people in sales operations, in finance operations, in service operations, and business operations. But the delivery of the service will be through the VP of IT applications or the CIO's office, essentially. A typical customer is, we can start with, we kind of went through a decision between focusing on large enterprises or small and medium growing fast enterprises. And we said it might be good to start with a mid-size, like anywhere between $50 to $500 million organization, rapidly growing. The complexity of the business remains relatively the same, whether it's a small and medium business, growing small and medium business, or a large enterprise. So we could still we could focus on a small and medium business. Our sweet spot is a customer between $50 and $500 million revenue, or up to $1 billion in revenue, growing rapidly with multiple SKUs, multiple products, increasing channels, expanding geographies, expanding sales capabilities, and managing multiple currencies, things like that in the finance and the focus that we want to give them is provide them a visibility into their process and in performance. The next slide gives you, if I jump to slide number 9, I will not, I'll spend less time on the solution and spend a little bit more time on what the market size for me looks like, and jump to slide number 9. What does the market look like? So what we did was we did both kind of a top-down. So this represents a top-down view, and then we did a bottom-up view of what we think is a realistic revenue projection for ourselves in a 5-year period. We did take a 5-year period, and we have a 3-year horizon and a 5-year horizon as well. The market is still evolving, but typically, and when we look at what the projections are, and we're talking about North America market here specifically, we're looking at an enterprise cloud application market of about $40 billion. Services are a component, what shall I say, are not represented in this market size. So it's not very easy for us to capture what the service or what this kind of a service market would be. But we estimate services to be anywhere between 15 to 25% of an enterprise software product market, and this is based on general understanding of the enterprise software business.
Top-down, as far as I'm concerned, top-down market sizing is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. That's correct. So what we did then was we looked at what could be our projections in terms of customer bases over a 5-year period, and what could be our projections over our key focus here is how are we going to price it? So we're going to price it based on a process that is being managed based on complexity of a process and monthly subscription service. So we kind of gave a projection on, we've drawn out a projection on how many processes do we expect to manage, based on install basis over a period of 5 years, and what would be, allied revenues on subscription and revenues on services. And
so that is your projected revenue ramp curve. What is the total available market based on bottom-up analysis? If you were to be able to grow at an unlimited rate, what do you think is the total addressable market out there based on a bottom-up analysis?
So, Sramana, to be honest, it's very difficult to give a total available market based on a bottom-up analysis because customers have different variations. So I can say a typical customer will have a 50 processes that we would expect to manage, and there are 1,000 potential customers.
You're going to have to create a model. Without a TAM analysis, it's going to be very hard to make certain decisions. But we can get to that. I got it where you are with market sizing. There's work to do here.
So we are on an alpha deployment curve right now. We expect that to be there in next quarter, first quarter.
Have you validated this with customers that they want it?
Yes, absolutely. So we've, so I've been in the enterprise, in the enterprise market for, some time now, and I've spoken to leaders in the enterprise software. I can't name them, but I've spoken to people who would kind of guiding me through this process, and championing the, helping me refine through the approach as we go along. And I validated with them, and I continue the validation process with people at various decision-making capacity in the enterprise, whether it is program management teams within an enterprise IT, or end users like like a director of sales operations or a VP of sales or a VP of sales operations and things like that. Yes.
So your point about raising funds to deliver beta, professional angels will not fund this, and I'll tell you why. Your friends' family may fund it. People who know you, they can fund it. The reason they won't fund it is 5-year revenue curve. If it takes 5 years to reach 25 million in revenue, that is too slow growth of business for the angel/VC industry.
Okay.
And the fact that we have no understanding of what the TAM is another point where, when you say we can't understand what the TAM, when we can't figure out what the TAM is, and our growth rate is going to be slow, we're going to deliver $25 million business in 5 years.
Right.
I think it's a very respectable business actually to build. But from the VC point of view, they're trying to build $100 million, business in that time frame. They're not trying to build $25 million business in 5 years.
Sounds good. So, Abhi, obviously and you're right, Sramana, our approach right now has been the friends and family angel network.
No, friends and family and angel are not the same.
Friends and family network, that's correct.
Friends and family is different than angels. Professional angels have the same criteria as VCs, almost. It's just they were willing to work with earlier stage ventures, but in terms of TAM requirements and exit requirements, they have the same requirements.
Okay.
Friends and family may do it because they want to support you. That's different.
That is correct. We are also, what we could do, and take your feedback, Sramana, we could show an accelerated, revenue curve as well, because, obviously, and your point is right, as the estimation of the TAM would be the frame of reference for the opportunity, the revenue ramp-up. So I take your feedback, provide a framework for how the TAM is going to be calculated, and we will, we will see if we can, realistically. I mean, what I'm trying to do is here project a revenue model that.
Yeah, we operate very differently. With early stage businesses like this, we have numerous early stage businesses like yours in our program.
Right.
We approach it very differently.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How we build businesses is very different and very pragmatic, and we try to keep the control of where you go with your destiny not in the hands of some remotely possible idea of raising funds, but actually putting you on a much more predictable success path that is likely to lead you to to a success track, as opposed to, if I get funded, I will start trying to be successful. We don't operate like that. We assume that if you're a serious entrepreneur, you want to build a business.
Absolutely, that is correct.
Work with you to remove the obstacles in building the business step by step.
Sounds good. That's right.
And there's a very clear methodology that we teach that works with that basic philosophy in mind.
All right, sounds good.
Okay?
Yeah,
so I think my problem with what you presented today is that philosophy that we will try to start becoming successful if we get funding. That I don't buy.
No, we're not. We are working through, that's what, yeah, I didn't want to come across, absolutely that's not the philosophy that we have, so, yeah.
Yeah, see, the entrepreneurship is hard. If you want to be successful in being an entrepreneur and building a sustainable business, that doesn't mean, I don't define success as a $100 million business. I define success as a business of any size that is going to be a profitable business, and you can do meaningful work with it. But you have to be sustainable. You have to build revenue, you have to get customers, you have to develop revenue, and you have to develop profits. To me, that is the definition of a successful business. Financing is optional. Your business may or may not be fundable. Like I said, the $25 million, in 5 years kind of business, in professional world is not a fundable business. So, but there may be, I think, I would need to work with your business to be able to figure out how to make it fundable. And there's a lot of things I need to teach you on what you need to do to make those tweaks and those strategic changes.
Sure, absolutely, Sramana. That is the reason I'm kind of presenting it. Taking the opportunity here.
Right now, don't go and pitch this to any investor, except for friends and family.
Yep, sounds good.
This is okay for friends and family. It is not okay for professional investors. I would need to prepare you to go talk to professional investors. There's a lot of tweaking that needs to happen here.
Sounds good. Sure, absolutely, Sramana.
Okay.
I'm happy to work with you on that. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Okay, if you found this conversations that the entrepreneurs that I just worked with useful, if you thought that what the kinds of guidance I was giving them useful, it gives you a flavor and a taste of what we do in 1M1M. Any program that is on its 144th session and has 10,000 plus people participate in these free, sessions must have certain value, right? So our humble and sincere request to you is that if you found this helpful, please introduce the program to 10 people in your network who are, in your assessment, are serious entrepreneurs. And the word serious is very important. It is not easy to succeed as an entrepreneur. It takes immense focus, immense resilience, and patience. And a lot of blood, sweat, and tear to really make a success of a vision that starts in your head as a possible business idea. There's a long way from an idea stage to a company that is, throwing out $5 million in revenue or even $1 million a year in revenue. And that journey is a very tough journey. And I founded 1 million by 1 million precisely to be with you through that journey and help you through that journey. However, we often encounter entrepreneurs who are not really serious entrepreneurs. They have this myth that they want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't really want to do the work required to be an entrepreneur. And that is the difference between a serious entrepreneur and a, pseudo-entrepreneur. We're looking for the serious entrepreneurs. All right, so let me show you what kinds of resources you can access and avail of through the 1M1M program. Your starting point is the website for 1M1M, which is 1mby1m.com. We also have our blog series, which probably some of you read. It's sramanamitra.com, and that's completely free. It's full, chock full of case studies and trend analysis and, you know, interviews with thought leaders, interviews with entrepreneurs. You'll get a lot of information there that you can learn from other people's experiences. We specialize, in fact, in case studies. It's very inspirational, very educational. But it's also deep. You know, it's not skimming the surface, superficial stuff. It is for people who, again, are serious entrepreneurs trying to learn entrepreneurship. And then we have the Entrepreneur Journeys book series. We have 4 volumes of that. All of that is available from Amazon, Kindle, internationally. In India, it's available from Flipkart. In the book series, you'll see there's a deep emphasis on 2 particular cornerstone philosophies of 1M1M. Those are bootstrapping and positioning. And we really want you to learn those items and how to handle those pieces. And they're kind of related. You know, you can only bootstrap effectively if you position effectively. If you're spraying and praying, you cannot bootstrap because you're going to run out of all your resources. And bootstrapping is essential. Even if you're going to raise money later, you have to do some level of work in the bootstrap phase, and we teach you how to do that effectively and how to solve or address the chicken and egg problems that every entrepreneur runs through. Okay, so as I said, the blog is at sramanamitra.com. We also have these roundtables almost every week, you know, unless I'm traveling, which I do have a trip coming up later this month. Unless I'm traveling, we are here every Thursday working with you. And it's a very easy, free resource, so take advantage of it and please let other people know about it. Then we have the premium program. The 1M1M premium program teaches you all these nuances of methodology that we have crafted by studying your problems and the solutions created by entrepreneurs who have been successful. And we teach you that methodology through a curriculum. The curriculum is about 150 hours. There's 50 plus hours of core curriculum, another 50 hours of elective curriculum we recommend that you do. Our total curriculum is somewhere in the 150 to 100-hour range, but you don't have to do all of it because in the electives we have industry segments that may or may not be relevant for you. But the curriculum is delivered in form of video lectures and case studies, and it pretty much addresses 95 to 97% of the issues we see. So all the issues we dealt with today with both Gokul's company and Joseph's company are going to be addressed at least. There will be other issues that you will come up with as you are building your business and crafting your business strategy by using the curriculum. There will be other issues that will come up, and you will come back and have a chance to discuss all that. We have private versions of these roundtables. That's our strategy consulting platform. We help you with business development. We have extensive networks that we make available to you, so you could access customers, channel partners, and investors through our network. Media, analysts, we do a lot of work in the media. We have a lot of clout in the media, actually, which we deploy on behalf of our premium members. I'll tell you a bit more about various other components of the program. One of them is the self-assessment. You can actually go to the self-assessment page. It's public. What is not public, it's a 7-point questionnaire that will ask you some of the questions that you will need to answer as part of your business building process. What is not public are the modules, the curriculum modules that are attached to each of these. So wherever you have knowledge gaps that you need to fill in, you would need to go to those curriculum modules and learn them. Those are accessible for premium members only. Again, it's all at 1m1m.com. On the top right corner, you will find the description of the premium program and FAQs as well as video FAQs. I recommend that if you're considering joining the program, look those up. And also, I want to stress that our methodology is lean, capital-efficient, bootstrap startups. One of the core reasons for infant entrepreneur mortality, this is a term that I coined, having observed that every year in the United States, 600,000 businesses fail. Think about it, 600,000 businesses are failing, dying every year. To me, that's a humongous wastage. You know, these companies, we should try to make them successful. We should try to give them the tools to learn and educate themselves and solve their problems and address their issues so that they can not fail. Because starting a company already takes so much energy. You know, that energy to me is fundamental energy, like air, water, and, you know, that energy needs to be conserved. But one of the key reasons people fail is that they try to go out and raise money too soon. And they waste all their resources in trying to raise money instead of building validation and valuation against which investors can actually invest. So we teach you how to solve that chicken and egg phase of your business in very creative ways, very creative, very innovative ways. The curriculum, by the way, is divided into two major parts. One is the core curriculum, and we want you to really master the core curriculum as deeply as possible. And by the way, no business school teaches this very pragmatic, early stage phase of entrepreneurship. So what we teach is essentially an MBA equivalent program here, but in a very compressed, very efficient way, very pragmatic way that you can apply directly to your business right away. Alongside, as you're building your business, you can apply these principles to put one foot before the other. That's the philosophy, guiding philosophy of the methodology, of the curriculum. And in the core curriculum, we have 7 modules: bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. In the elective modules, we align those with the trends of the industry where we have a lot of entrepreneurs: Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education / educational technology, and gaming. Those are our primary areas. What we don't work in, or where we don't have any expertise really, and part of it is because it doesn't fit the lean, capital efficient startup methodology, is in biotech, pharma, semiconductor equipment, or chip development. I actually personally have experience in chip design and all that whole semiconductor manufacturing, but it doesn't fit our methodology, so we don't go there. Those businesses are difficult to finance. Clean tech, we don't really do clean tech. So that gives you an idea about where our sweet spot is. Our sweet spot is IT and IT-enabled services. Very largely internet, mobile, cloud, all of that stuff. So, we don't take on things that we don't know how to do. And the case studies that we have over 600 case studies of successful entrepreneurs. So in a way, I am not teaching you the 1M1M curriculum alone. I have got 600 other entrepreneurs who have helped me develop this program by sharing their experiences, their stories, their ways of mitigating the chicken and egg problem. And all that has been brought together, synthesized, and curated in a way that you can digest very quickly and get solutions to your problems. That is what is unique and differentiated and special about the 1M1M program, is that we have been able to do that at a very, very sophisticated level. So you will have a self-service, curriculum, which is video lectures and case studies. You can access it from anywhere in the world at your own time. You don't have to work on our time at all. We do have a 1M1M affiliate program where we offer 10% affiliate commission to our partners who are different entrepreneurship development organizations around the world. And we are deeply anchored in the Silicon Valley ecosystem. So we can very easily become your anchor in Silicon Valley, or your conduit into Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is a very difficult environment. Without insiders guiding you through Silicon Valley, you will not be able to access the higher ranks of Silicon Valley. And we observe that. We observe that Silicon Valley is kind of these elitist clubs, and you know, I was able to navigate it because I was part of one of these elitist clubs. I was part of the MIT Club of Northern California, which is a very, you know, high-profile elitist, you know, mafia, the MIT mafia, and I was part of it, so I was able to access it. But that did not prevent me from observing that there are many talented entrepreneurs all over the world who could use this access. And part of the principle of 1M1M is to A, make the tribal knowledge of Silicon Valley accessible and affordable for all of you anywhere in the world, and also make that network accessible through the 1M1M program. So you could say we are creating a 1M1M mafia, but except that the 1M1M mafia is inclusive. You can be part of the 1M1M mafia from anywhere in the world. You could have gone to any school in the world as long as you are doing a serious job of navigating entrepreneurship in a way that is acceptable and falls within the principles of our program. We will help you navigate that elitist network. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have to say. I will be happy to take questions. If you have any questions, feel free to use the public chat to ask questions, or if you're on the phone, you're welcome to ask questions on the phone as well. And our upcoming free roundtables are October 18th is the 145th roundtable, after which I'm leaving for India actually that day. And then we have a couple of roundtables in India, one in Calcutta and one in Kerala during the TiECon Kerala. I'm giving the keynote at TiECon, and we're also doing a contest at TiECon. And then we're back in November is a full schedule. You know, November 8th, 15th, 29th, we have roundtables pretty much every week. That's it. Anybody else? Any questions? Any, you know, comments?
Sramana, just thank you for your time and for your guidance. It's been, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much from Spain.
You're very welcome, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you, Sramana. I'll reach out to you. See what.
Okay, sounds good. All right, folks.
Okay, guys.
Think if you don't have any questions, that pretty much concludes our session.
Okay. Have a nice, safe and sound trip to India.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.